So members of the House just sent a letter to the Biden administration demanding that they back off and remove the ATF proposed rule on ghost guns. So let's talk about this. So real quick, I just want to thank everybody who has watched my channel, who has subscribed to my channel over these last 2 years. As of July 16th, 2019, I posted my first video here on YouTube. We are on the 2-year anniversary, and I would have never thought that I would be anywhere near where I am now. A lot of you guys got to share these last 2 years with me. A lot of you got to see the videos when my dad passed away. A lot of you guys watched the videos when I joined Firearms Policy Coalition as one of their attorneys. So a lot of you have got to share these last 2 years with me. Thank you so much for watching, supporting, and for those of you who are watching this and are not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you see value in these videos. And to everyone else who supported me, thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to so many more years and videos with you guys. Also, real quick, I want to give a quick shout out to one of the new sponsors of the channel, Save Your Equipment. Save Your Equipment makes some of my favorite ranged bags. They have a pistol bag and a dual rifle bag that I really love and I use whenever I go to the range. They also have some rifle racks and some pistol racks that you guys should check out as well. Really high quality stuff. I cannot recommend them enough. And I just want to say thank you to Save Your Equipment for supporting the channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about a letter that was sent by 37 members in the House to the Biden administration, to the ATF, and to the DOJ, demanding that the ATF remove their proposed rule on frames and receivers. This proposed rule on frames and receivers is something we've talked about at great lengths on this channel before. I have tons of videos breaking down comprehensively this proposed rule. And if you're interested in that, you can check out those videos. But just as a quick general breakdown of what this proposed rule is and why these 37 senators are demanding that the ATF remove it. Essentially, the general goal of this proposed rule is to broaden the definition of what a frame and receiver is under federal laws so that more things can be brought under that definition and therefore be regulated. So for example, this proposed rule targets 80% lowers or so-called ghost guns and also 3D printed items as well. And the whole goal of the proposed rule is to redefine the definition of a firearm, a frame and receiver, and bring those items within those definitions and then regulate them as firearms, make them subject to serialization, background checks, and all those other things. Now, like I said, this letter was sent by 37 House representatives, and of course, they were all Republicans. Now, one interesting thing to note is that there was also a letter that was sent to the ATF on the whole proposed rule on braces, and there were 141 individuals in the House that sent that letter. So I'm not sure why there were so many individuals that actually supported that letter on the brace issue fall off on this one. So that's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure why that is, but there were 37 individuals in the House that are supporting this one. And the likelihood is, like in the whole brace issue, there will also be a letter that is sent out from the Senate. And hopefully there will be as many senators on this issue of frames and receivers as there was on that proposed rule for braces. I think 48 senators backed the letter on the brace issue, and hopefully now we will have 48 senators back this issue on frames and receivers. And so I'll read to you real quick the language of this letter so you can see what exactly they are demanding the ATF do. So the letter states, "We write to you today to express our deep concerns regarding the recent Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives proposed rule regarding the definition of frame and receiver and identification of firearms. This proposed rule is alarming and would give the ATF extraordinary power over the firearm industry. While the aim of the U.S. Department of Justice and the ATF may be to regulate privately made firearms, the proposed rule would create overbearing marking requirements for manufacturers and give pre-approval authorization of new firearm designs to the director of the ATF. The proposed rule exceeds the ATF's congressionally granted authority by creating definition for terms and concepts that do not appear anywhere in the statute. Should this rule go into effect, complete weapons defined as a firearm other than a firearm muffler or firearm silencer that contains all component parts necessary to function as designed, whether or not assembled or operable, would be required to be marked within 7 days of its completion unless previous authorization is given by the ATF director. These regulations hinder the development ability of manufacturers to produce new firearm designs or improve upon features of previously designed firearms. This proposed rule is just another example of the Biden administration's attempt to regulate law-abiding citizens' Second Amendment rights by furthering government overreach over the U.S. firearm industry. The Constitution of the United States clearly states the Second Amendment is an essential right for all Americans. At a time when President Biden is nominating an anti-Second Amendment activist as the ATF director, firearm manufacturers and dealers should not be held hostage by this agency. We urge you to take action to correct this injustice immediately by withdrawing this proposed rule and appreciate your consideration of this important issue. So that is the letter that was sent by 37 House of Representative members to the ATF demanding that they remove this proposed rule to redefine frames and receivers and subject these items to serialization, regulations, etc. Now, what is the impact of this letter and where does this kind of leave us? Well, essentially, it's good to have House of Representative members writing to the ATF, to the Biden administration, telling them to remove this proposed rule because it infringes on constitutional rights and infringes on not only the gun industry, but as well as individual rights to keep and bear arms. Now, like I mentioned earlier, it would have been nice to have more members of the House back this letter as well. I'm kind of wondering why so many individuals, as well as individuals in the House and Senate, why so many people are gravitating more towards the pistol brace issue instead of the whole redefinition of frames and receivers and the whole serialization of so-called ghost guns, serialization of 3D printed items. I'm curious why people are shifting and focusing more of their attention on the pistol brace issue rather than the frames and receiver issue. It's kind of strange, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Now, like I said, we will likely see a Senate letter also be sent to the ATF and to the Biden administration telling them to remove this proposed rule. And when that happens, I will let you guys know as well. And we'll look at how many individuals in the Senate are supporting that letter. And really the biggest impact that can come from any of this stuff is you, the individuals, actually dropping a comment on these proposed rules, both on the frames and receiver proposed rule, as well as the pistol stabilizing brace proposed rule as well. As of right now, when it comes to the frames and receiver issue, we are running on a much thinner clock on that one. Like I said, we only have about 33, 34, something like that days left on the frames and receiver issue. We have a little bit more time on the pistol brace issue, but that doesn't mean hold off. Go, if you have some time right now, if you have 5-10 minutes, go drop a comment on both of those. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment down below and I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Also, if you guys like this video and like support the channel, one of the best ways you can do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. All those things help to fuel the algorithm. It helps to signal to YouTube that you guys see value in these videos and in this type of 2A news. And then the algorithm sees that you guys are commenting, it sees that you're liking and subscribing, and it pushes to more individuals who want to hear this type of 2A news. So even if you don't have a comment that you want to write, even just commenting down below, I'm just commenting to fuel the algorithm or fuel Al Gore's rhythm. A lot of you guys comment that. You guys see me in the comment section commenting back to you. That really does help to push these videos. So thank you guys for doing that. And as always, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And never forget to stay with Built Bar Arms Scholars and stay with Maintain Bar Arms Scholars.